I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for being here. It means a lot. There's a lot of support in this building, and I really could have done the show without you guys. So give it yourselves too. It's super exciting. So Hulk Hogan died this week. That's fucking awesome, man. He was in the International Mustache Hall of Fame. What the hell is that? You'd make it. You'd be just, yeah, I'm pointing at you, man. You'd make it just fine. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. If Frida Kahlo can make it, you can do it. Nobody knows who that is. What the hell's a Cherokee Indian? Remember the Alamo? Yeah. No, nobody ever say that in high school? They'd be like, remember the Alamo, and the other guys would be like, remember Golan. Wow, okay. Remember the Alamo, that's huge, because Ozzy Osbourne also passed away this week, and he pissed on it. He pissed on the Alamo. Do you know what the Alamo was for? Texas was fighting for slaves' rights. And that dude peed all over it. That's it. I was just going for suspense on that one. There's a lot of Ozzy Osbourne fans. I'm trying to ruin it for y'all. I personally don't like Ozzy Osbourne. I remember hearing the song, I'm going down the rails on a crazy train. I hate it. I hate it because what he's doing is he's giving you a metaphor for how his life is going. What the fuck is that? Nobody's ever said anything like that or been on a crazy train that goes off rails like that. I don't think, at least. I also had nowhere else to go with that. I just wanted to ruin Ozzy Osbourne. I wrote down, I finally titled my jokes. I'll show you guys because you won't know what the jokes are. But I finally titled them. And I thought that that was the smartest thing I've ever done for my comedic career. Until I realized I just pulled jokes or words from the jokes, and now I don't actually know the context of the jokes. So I just see the words, and I see something that says, Into Spider-Verse's mom. Whatever I'm supposed to do with that. But yeah, no, so real quick, before we get into it, before I bring the first comedian up tonight, you guys, I did just want to say, again, thank you so much. I want to let you know, please hydrate. It's warm in here, it's warm outside. We've got some waters in the fridge, stay cool. Restrooms right outside here, exits around the back over here if there's a fire, because we are going to do hot tonight. All right, so our first comedian is coming up. Please give it together for Kyle.
Awesome, good to be here. Let's give it up for Dre, everybody. I've known Dre a pretty good while. We met in acting class, and I've done some comedy. We've done some comedy together, so he's very kind to have invited me to this very special event. He's done a great job. I mean, this is a great crowd. Let's actually give it up for the crowd. The big crowd in the basement, in Al's basement. Does anyone here know Al? We're all in Al's basement. It's like we're all doing a show in that '70s show. You know how they're all in it? Y'all didn't see that '70s show?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. I guess the joke went I don't know. They smoked a lot of weed in that show, so they kind of got away with a lot of stuff. When I was younger, I smoked a lot of weed. I didn't have to, but I did. And you know, people would always, you know, they would ride with me. I would drive everywhere, and they'd be like, "Kind of smells like weed in here." I'm like, "It's because there's weed in here." Mom. No, my mom used to get really mad at me. I had a little weed jar. She would hear it kind of smacking around in the back, and she'd be like, "What is that sound?" I'm like, I don't know, Mom. I have jars, okay? I've got jars everywhere, okay? Look, all my friends have jars. What's wrong with jars? Okay, so me and my girlfriend, we get into arguments a lot, and it's never her fault. And that's true. I'm being very honest. It is really never her fault. It's always my fault because I'm not good at remembering things. I have a terrible memory, and I'm an even worse multitasker. I can really only focus on one thing at a time. And women, for some reason, they have this, it's wired in them to be able to focus on a lot of things at the exact same time. See, they can be doing their work and having a conversation and thinking about something that happened a few days ago and be thinking like, well, he's not calling me right now. What is he up to? And then meanwhile, I'm mowing the grass I am focused solely on mowing the grass. I am not thinking of anything else. I might have a fluttering thought every now and again, but I got to get back to it. All right, guys, we're task oriented. All right, and I think that stems from us being, when we're younger. If a boy does something bad, your parent will scold them and they'll say, "Hey, don't do that again." That's a very task-oriented thought. Don't do that again. Now on the other side, it's kind of like the double standard here, which I'm not a part of, but when women or when girls get scolded, they tell them, "Don't think like that again." So you can't do that, so don't think like that again. And so that starts this whole process of being able to be talking to Nancy and thinking about what Stacy said and talking to Jennifer and thinking about why he's not calling you right now and you're texting him. So you're thinking about dinner plans and you're thinking about what we have next week. It's like you're walking calendars. My girlfriend has the best memory and she remembers everything and she remembers everything that I forget, which is kind of why we're actually kind of perfect for each other because I'm codependent. and I just walk around and I don't have to worry about thinking of anything because she remembers everything for me. But then we'll get in an argument about it, so. I see a lot of my friends having kids now, which is troublesome because a lot of them are still kids themselves. And so they're posting on Facebook, they're like, "Look at my child." And when I'm looking at this, it kind of messes with my train of thought where I'm thinking I'm like, oh, this is a grown-up who's making this post. But then I look at my friend Bryson who posted it and I'm like, his profile picture on my phone is of him with 8 cigarettes in his mouth. He should not be posting about his little angel girl. That's a child. Who had a child? That girl's gonna grow up so messed up. She's gonna be cute. She's gonna be so cute. She's gonna be really messed up. Especially when I tell her of all the shit that Bryson does. I don't love Facebook. I get caught on Facebook a lot. I think we all doom scroll. But I get caught on Facebook so often. And Facebook knows me. Facebook knows me really well. It's like, so Facebook knows when I'm about to kick off of the app. It starts pulling out these Neil deGrasse Tyson videos. You'll probably seen these. You'll be scrolling and you're like, you know what, it's time to get off. And then you just hear, "Did you know Venus was actually the 5th planet discovered in our solar system?" And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll watch 10 minutes. All right, that's all I got. So thank you all so much. A fun night tonight, so give it up. Keep that applause going. Keep up.
Thank you, Kyle Rankin. Appreciate you, man. He's talking about kids, birthing kids. The other day I looked up a fun fact, and I was like, what was the youngest mother ever? 4. Whoa, you were close, man. If you were missing a finger, you would have had it. Youngest mother ever to give birth is 4 years old, and can you guess what country that was in? Anybody?
China.
Further away.
Louisiana.
State?
Israel.
Israel? No, we're all further away. It was Peru. Goodness, Peruvian pup pepper, everybody. It was Peru, and that blows my mind because I always thought it was Mexico. It just seemed like Mexico would be the place for it, and then I got older and found out that they're kind of the same damn place. So there's that going for you. No, I did want to say again, though, before we bring up our next guy, let's thank our host. She just walked out, but she'll hear the applause. Thank you, Anna Laura. On to my next jokes until I bring up the next guy. So some of y'all know me from work, you know me from college, you know me from previous encounters in the dark. Hello. Sid. Yeah. God, I love this, my fiance. But no, I don't think you guys really know me, so I thought it'd be fun to play one of my favorite games, and I'm sure everybody here has heard of it. 2 truths and a lie, right? It's where you give 2 truths, you give a lie, you guys have to figure it out, okay? We're gonna start? All right, so we're gonna go, here we go. Nick Cannon signed my head in Walmart when I was a child.
That's real. That's real.
Thank you, Vince. All right, next one. My uncle is my dad and his sister is my mom. Never been fishing. Well, is it the lie or is it the truth?
True.
Never been fishing? That's the lie. The other ones are unfortunately the truth. Yeah, he signed my head when I was a child. I always thought it was weird because my uncle, he called me. Huh?
Your dad?
Yes, yeah. My dad, my biological father, who's also my uncle, gave me a call one time. And he was like, yo, you like Nick Cannon? And I was like, yeah. I didn't know who it was. I was like 6. I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, he's at Walmart right now. First of all, how did he know? Secondly, why does he know who that is? Because Nick Cannon at that time blew up for Wild 'N Out. And that was a kids-themed show at that time. And then I found out he was a pedophile. Either way. It's all adding up. It's linking. Either way, he was like, yo, I'll take you to Walmart right now, man. And we'll go say hi to him. I was like, yeah. Again, I don't know who the hell this is. So we get there and walk around the corner and he's like, yo, you see that guy right there? And I was like, yeah. He was like, go ask him for his autograph, man. And I was like, okay. So I went up to him and said, hey, sir, I'd like to get your autograph. He said, yeah, little man, all right, cool. He started smiling all big. What do you want me to sign? I panicked. Dude, I'm like 7. I didn't have pockets at this age. He's like, and I pointed to my head and signed my head to Sharpie marker. Coolest moment of my childhood life. And what's crazy is he doesn't know. It's not because how long it's been he doesn't know. It's because he has 12 fucking kids. He has no time to remember me as a kid, okay? All right, thank you guys so much. We're going to bring up the next comedian. This next comedian is a little bit newer, so let's really give it to him, okay? Let's really give it to him. All right, come on in, Rick.
I move a lot, so I'm going to move this out of the way. I've known Dre for, I don't know, almost 20 years. We met at camp. I was his counselor. No, I'm just kidding. See, I'm Rick. I'm 42 years old, and I don't have any kids. And my friends are all like, Rick, you need to have some kids. And I'm like, really? Tell me about this whole kid thing. And they're like, well, the house is a mess. I mean, there's bodily fluids everywhere. You never sleep, but you know, children are a blessing from the Lord. And I'm like, listen, Linda and Gary, you guys aren't really selling me on this whole kid thing. I don't want a messy house and feces everywhere and up all night, fuss. So instead, I got some dogs. I think there's some dog people here, right? Okay, good. Oh, thank God. My brother told me I was going to bomb, so. I hope these people have dogs, so. Let me tell you a little bit about my dogs. And I got some Australian Shepherds. And I always wonder, like, does that breed, if it could talk, would it have that accent? You know, like. Good night. You know, sometimes you can throw that ball that for me. Do you, Mike? Yeah, I got these Aussies, and they're a lot. Like, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but there's one, her name is Pepper, and everything she does running. I'm telling you, it's breakfast, boom. Out the door, she runs. Everywhere around the yard, she's running up and down. I almost thought about changing her name to Forrest Gump because she runs so much. She's pretty cool. The only cool thing about her speed is she's like a Mr. Miyagi of dogs. Like there's a fly. She just gets it, you know. Another thing that's funny about her, when she gets excited, she kind of like sings and fusses a little bit, and she runs at you with her butt first. It looks like this. It's weird, man, I'm telling you. So that's her. I got this other dog named Vinny. I know maybe he's like an Australian Shepherd, but he's still kind of Italian. I don't know. So he's my buddy. Everywhere I go, there he is. Like my shadow follows me everywhere. And he's too smart, though. That's the problem. You know, we tell him, hey, it's time for it's time to feed them, and take them for a walk. We started catching on to that. We started spelling. It's time for FOOD. We caught that on there. Go for a WALK. Well, all of a sudden I thought, man, maybe we should put this dog in a spelling bee now because he knows how to spell. So now we do this thing where like, you know that thing where you put one foot in front of the other? Maybe we should do that with the dog. So, yeah, he's a little too smart for his own good, but he's got this nasty habit. It's disgusting. You're going to guess it. He eats his poop.
What?
Yeah, he's not a deficiency. I was like, it's a deficiency. This dog likes to eat poop. I'm telling you, this is what he likes to do. We feed him the best, most expensive food. I wish I could write these dogs off on my taxes. I'm telling you. And the funny thing is, when he goes, this is what he does. He just walks around like this. And that's how he goes poop. And he turns around, grabs that thing and eats it. Snack on the go, I guess. Well, I took him to the pet store the other day. Well, not the other day, but a little while back. I don't know, I had to get him a sweater or something. I don't understand why you have to put sweaters on dogs or whatever. And I don't know if you guys have been to the pet store lately, but there's no pets in a pet store anymore. It's just food. When I was a kid, we had, I don't know, rabbits, a ferret. I was crying because my mom wouldn't let me buy this alligator. You can't find it anymore. So I'm in a pet store, ring the bell, this lady comes up, and I don't mean to be mean, but she smelled terrible. Like, every smell, it smelled like uck. Whatever uck smells like, that's what she smelled like. But all of a sudden, she comes up, she sees Vinny, and he's got these cute eyes. And she's beeline right for Vinny, and all of a sudden they're just making out right in front of me. It's disgusting. I'm like, lady, if you know what he was eating in the backyard, I don't think you'd be having to do that. Finally, he looks at me, he's like, you think more breath smells bad? I'll tell you this, and then I'll finish up. They're going through that whole thing where they're molting or whatever, they shed their winter coat, whatever that's called. And I'm telling you, there is fur everywhere in this house. I mean, you're getting ready to sit down, wipe the fur off, you're eating your food. I mean, it's everywhere. Fur. It's terrible. And so we're sweeping, sweeping all that fur. Finally, I got tired of all this fur. I said, I'm going to bag this stuff up, mail it off to Locks of Love. Some little kids walking around with Australian Shepherd toupee. All right, guys, thank you very much.
You can tell they're taller than me because they keep moving the mic stand. He's talking about dogs, and he was telling me all this week. We had a phone call earlier this week, and he was like, yo, do you think people understand dogs? I said, yeah. So everybody in this room is probably going to have at least a dog or had a dog at some point in time. I said, yeah, for sure, man. And then when we talked, I was like, wait a minute, our dogs are different. Our dogs are super different. My dog's racist, I think. Like, the other day, so my apartment, the way it's set up, right, we got the kitchen, you got the living room, and then you got the back door, and out the back door is the backyard. It's fenced in. Well, me and my fiance would leave the door open. We got a little net to keep the bugs out. But my dog was looking out the door one day, and then just out of nowhere, dipped out the back, ran straight out the back, through the mesh net, and just started going to town. I was like, yo, all right, I was kind of proud of her. I was like, talk your shit then, okay. I went outside, and there was a black guy and his dog. I said, whoa, I said, Ray, oh, I said, Willow. I pulled her back. I said, sir, I'm so sorry about that, man. It's my racist-ass dog, dude. He said, excuse me? He said, your dog's racist? I said, yeah, man, she don't never talk like that to white people, dude. He said, that's not okay. I said, yeah, I know. He said, why do you keep her? I said, well, it's like my great ancestors used to say, they can't all be bad. Yes. So let me start with that one. I'm a little proud of that one. I really enjoyed that one. All right. I'll tell you another little story about Willow real quick, all right? I take her with me everywhere. I was going to start this and be like, she's in the car with me right now. You know she's not. It's too hot out there. But I do. I love taking her with me wherever we can go. The other day I found out you can't have pets in Walmart, which I think is crazy because Walmart, half the staff is animals. Lady saw me at the front door. She said, you can't have that dog in here. I said, it's my support dog. She said, oh, really? She crossed her arms. She said, what does she support? I said, she barks and my sugar's low. She said, "Are you diabetic?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "What level diabetes?" I said, 7. She said, "You poor thing." I said, I know, but I gotta get going." She said, "Okay, yeah. And so I'm just going down the aisles with my dog in the cart, we're cruising, doing our thing. I get back to the front after grocery shopping. It takes me to check out. It's the same lady that met me at the front. And she sees I've got Oreos and Waffle Crisps and another bag of Waffle Crisps. Because if you don't know about Waffle Crisps, you don't fucking know. Phenomenal. She said, "Your cart looks a little sugar heavy to be a level 7 diabetes." I said, "They're for my kids." She said, "Oh, you have children? How many?" I said, 7. She said, "Oh, okay, yeah." I said, "Yeah, thank you so much. I'm getting out of here." She said, "Have a good day." I said, "Go fuck yourself." I didn't say that. I just wanted to see if I'd get a reaction out of y'all. Some of y'all, okay. Y'all are cool. You're cool. You're cool. That's it about my dog. I'll get back to something else later on. But no, give it, man. Rick did a good job a moment ago. So we're going to give it up to our third comedian for the night. This is a guy I've done comedy with for just a little while now. We started one of our first nights together, so I felt it was only right to have him out for the show tonight. Let's give it up for Eric Lewis!
Let's give it up for Dre one time. Come on. Let's give it up for Anna Laura, who gave us this nice venue tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like a fuck it, we'll do it live type beat. I wrote most of everything today, so if you catch me like doing that, that's why. Very awkward. But yeah, this week has been very, very stressful for a lot of people. 2 people in particular. If you've seen the clips from Coldplay, they had one movement they shouldn't do in the entire body, and they did exactly that. And they were outed by Chris Martin in front of the entire world, and that's a very embarrassing way for your family to figure out that you listen to Coldplay. No, but contrary to what Dre said, Ozzy's a legend. I got any Ozzy fans in the crowd tonight? Crazy masterpiece. We lost him to Parkinson's. We lost Theo from Cosby Show. He drowned. We lost Hulk Hogan to karma, most likely. But yeah, no, and actually my friend, my coworker, more of a coworker, she had a brother pass away recently. It was a little past this week, but I've been trying to comfort her. I've been saying things like he's in a better place, and he died doing what he loves, but he did love doing heroin, so that's kind of how it goes. All this death and stuff has really got me thinking about like my mortality. You know, like cancer runs in my family pretty hard. It runs like it's coached by Nick Saban. Like everybody just fucking dies of cancer. So that sucks. But I've been thinking about it a lot. If I was to get cancer, and I'm not really afraid of cancer. I'm afraid of like the stupid hashtags my friends will make, like hashtag Eric Strong, hashtag Fight Like Eric. If you know an inkling of the man that I am, my character, I will give up immediately. Do not fight like that. Do not fight like that. Like, I have like the McDonald's cups in my bedroom to prove it. I am lazy. I do not want to fight. Like, I just hashtag delete my internet history. And I also don't want anybody saying any stupid shit at my funeral, like, you never met somebody that wasn't his friend. I will hate until my dying breath. I hate so much that I made a list. All people that found love before me. Whatever the fuck a JoJo Siwa is. Being expected to go into a haunted house before the girl. I'm a man, that doesn't mean I'm not scared of Dracula's. Dracula's terrifying. My ex-situationship. And to be fair, like it was like one of those things like, you know how there's dog people and cat people? Like I'm a dog person, she's kind of a cunt. But yeah, I was just trying to see how cool y'all are. Cool so far. I had dinner with my family last week. My dad's conservative, my mom's a liberal. That always makes like it very, very awkward. And the big orange man came up, if y'all know who I'm talking about, and they started grilling me about my stance, my political stance, right? And I'm a little bit of both. Like, I'm liberal in the sense that, like, I'm a firm believer in pro-choice, right? Like, women's body, a woman's body is a woman's body. She has any right to, and also, like, fuck kids, right? Like, I don't really like never really cared for them. But I do like guns. I think guns are objectively cool. I don't own one, but, like, they're cool to see from afar. And my mom was like, Aaron, but what about all the school shootings? And I was like, you're not just hearing me, I hate kids and I love guns, that's 2 words. Alright, y'all are really cool. But no, I had this thought on the way home, or the way here today. By the way, when y'all pulled up, did y'all think this is the house from Get Out?
Definitely.
Like, I was like, this just feels racist being here. No, I had this thought, man, like, I like to, like, my mind wonders where, like, origins of things came from, and I like to think that the first guy that said, get a load of this guy, like, all his friends were like, oh, gross, dude. You know? It's like a really weird suggestion to have with friends. Anyways, y'all good? Yeah. Y'all having fun? Yeah. All right, we'll get a load of this guy, we'll bring Dre back up, all right?
I'm not inviting any of these 3 guys back after this. I mean, think about what it's like being the guy that works at a sperm bank, and like, he's the guy that somebody comes up to him and they're like, yo, I broke a Petri dish, bro. I dropped it off the shelf. I need you to call Dave Johnson and get another load in. Think about that phone call. You gotta call somebody and be like, yo, can you come in here and masturbate? We have new magazines. If somebody were to call me and be like, yo, can you come masturbate in here, have new magazines? I got a magazine for you. You know what I'm saying? Jokes come to me pretty decently easy from time to time. There's just times where I hear little things and I'm like, yo, that's a funny joke, and I'll try it out live. I think, some of my coworkers from back in the day, coworkers currently, I think some of y'all can attest to that. It's just something that I like to do. It hits me and I'm like, I'm just gonna say something random. And I think about the other day, we have this guy at work. His initial begins with J. Second letter is U. Third letter is S. I'm gonna stop right there. But he threw me his keys, tosses them, and I said, caught him. When he clocked in, I said, yo, threw him back to him. Missed. But I told him, I said, damn, the hang time though. He said, yeah, man, that was some good hang time. I said, whether it was Saddam or LeBron. And I realized how horrible it sounded afterwards. I said, whoa, I should not come up with jokes easily anymore. That was horrible. Okay, we have 2 more left in risky. This is the best part because we're getting all the hard stuff out of it. The term ableist, people say that it's like a discrimination towards people that have abilities. They're able to do things. I think it's crazy that people would think that anybody who's disabled would feel some type of way about being disabled, because you're not. So if you look at a disabled person and you say, they look at you and you're making them feel bad because you're doing things that they can't do, you're putting that energy out there. It's you putting that in your own head, I think about how we shouldn't let certain people that are disabled do things. Could you imagine if we let a disabled person in the Fortune 500 NASCAR race? Could you imagine the pileup from the vegetable? All right. Love that. Okay. All right. Next one. This is the last in risky. We can get out of risky. Okay. Every man has been insecure about their penis size at least once. It normally happens when they see the first one larger than theirs. Locker room, whatever. My moment just so happened to happen when I was 4. I'm a big movies guy, man. I did not. Remember, I've never seen Titanic front to back. I've never, and I never will. I have no intention of it. As a child, I knew if I have to get up to change the VHS midway through? I'm good on that. What if it's not rewound? I'm not wasting my time. Just throwing it out there in movies. My joke, Into the Spider-Verse's mom. What's the first thing you would do if you woke up as Miles Morales? Say the N-word? Yeah, I bet you would. Not me, though. No, first thing I'd do if I was Miles Morales' mom is first thing I'd do if I was Miles Morales is I'd bang his mom. And then I'd say the N-word. Razor sharp fangs. Razor sharp. You ever seen a movie? Have you ever seen a movie where they're like describing the monster or the big character? Like, they've got razor sharp fangs and claws. You don't die immediately? That's not scary. They're like trying to scare you as the audience. They're like, yeah, dude, he'll slice you in half with his claws. Like, you know, die immediately doesn't scare me. What scares me is existing in a suspension of pain. That terrifies me. Imagine if you watched that same movie and they were like, yeah, he's got gears and cogs for teeth. And he's got gears and cogs for teeth. When he chews you up, you get stuck in them. And then they grind back and forth. It's like, you mean I'm getting pinched to death? I'm good on that, man. I could rework Hollywood right now, because that's all it is. Hollywood gives you these basic storylines of razor sharp fangs, razor sharp my ass. And that leads me into Sinners versus The Dark Knight. Okay, did you guys watch Sinners recently? Yeah, nobody clapped, thank you. There's a reason. Sinners sucked. Okay? It sucked. Now hear me out. I know some people enjoyed it. I'm looking at it from the point of view of a cinephile, so just bear with me on this, okay? In the finale, without giving away too many spoilers, other than it sucked, the main character's in a second-story building. Right? This is 3 stories. We're on the first, you go up 1 flight of stairs, he's up there. Okay? And he's fighting a vampire, and he's human. Now we all know that vampires are stronger than humans. And he's holding them down. He's about to bite them. And they share a weird, intimate moment, and then the scene cuts, and you're kind of left feeling a little aroused. And then it cuts, and there's a riverbank that was never mentioned before, and they're in this riverbank, and the other main character's fighting the other vampire, the Lord of the Vampires. And the Lord's doing a spiel, and he's like, yeah, fuck you, blah, I'm gonna eat you. And the other dude's like, no, music can save me, and they're fighting over a guitar. I'm spoiling the shit out of this. In that scene, the main vampire gets impaled in the back. Do you know who does it? The guy on the 2nd floor, wrestling a vampire. How did he get from the 2nd floor past the 90 vampires that are around the area into knee-deep water to stab a vampire in the back? You can't answer it. There's not a single person here that can answer it. And I brought this up to my buddy Xavier. I said, man, this is my only problem with this. Is a big part of the movie that's really bothered me. So he's talking to me about it, and he goes, okay, well, I got one for you. I said, oh, shit. All right, let me have it. I started sweating. I said, okay, what's up? He said, in The Dark Knight, we've all seen The Dark Knight, right? Woo! Yeah. That's better, yeah. It was the same person. Yeah, in The Dark Knight, there's a scene where the Joker's like, yeah, I got Rachel. I'm hanging her over a building. And Batman's like, let her go. The Joker's like, very poor choice of words. And he lets her go off the building. It falls. She's dying. She's dead. In my head, if you fall off the building from there, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, Eric, I'm giving up on fighting. I'm not doing shit. Now The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight dives off the building, catches her mid-flight, rotates around, breaks the fall with him. And my buddy Xavier kind of brought up a good point. He said, how is that more realistic than the thing you described? I said, I'm going to tell you how, Xavier. Because in the movie Sinners, it's based off of an urban legend that people think was real. People think that the crossroads happened and that there was a jazz player that met the devil there one night. Okay? And people believe that in real life. I don't believe in Batman. That's an unrealistic character right there. So unrealistic shit can happen. If you're going to give me an urban legend of a story that people say they're eyewitnesses for, am I losing you on this? Yeah, there's a TV out there, man. We're going to put it on tonight. We're going to bring it on, right? Just don't go anywhere, okay? All right, that was risky and that was movies. We're going to move on. Let's go to work. Let's go to work, okay? Don't be a mustard. Don't be a must-tard. That's all I'm asking, man. Don't be a must-tard. Don't be somebody who feels like they must-tard around. All right? Because I'm tired of it. Let me tell you something. If you order a cheeseburger, and you know that you're gonna want mustard on your cheeseburger, don't wait until I come back. Don't wait until I bring you the cheeseburger and be like, yo, this thing I've had since I was 6, go ahead and give me a side of that. I should be allowed to drag you out back and beat you until the only thing that can soothe you is mustard. I also ran that joke by my buddy X, and he said, yo, isn't mustard good for burns? I said, precisely. Oh, mustard. Longhorn my ass, the title of my next one. This one's gonna be, I like this one, I think this one's fun, alright? So when I was working at Longhorn, serving this couple, nice people, real nice people. We're all having a good time, I'm trying jokes with them, the guy's singing in the back, I'm like, yeah, get the shrimp. He gets the chicken, I'm a little upset about that, but it's not gonna ruin the night. At the end of the experience, he's telling me, he's like, hey, where are you from, man? I said, oh, I'm from Shelbyville, Tennessee. I said, oh, I knew it. Your granddad's Joseph Silva. I said, how'd you know that, man? He said, I can tell, because y'all got the same heart. I can see it, y'all got the same heart. Yes, sir, he tapped me on the chest. I said, okay. If you look at my asshole, can you tell me that? Can't laugh at that one either. Bartenders and trees. I love statistics. I'm a big fan of statistics, okay? I think half of them are fake. I think half of them are staged. And there isn't a third half. But I love statistics. I saw a statistic one time and it was like, there are more trees on Earth and they're all stars in the sky. I thought, no shit. Stars don't reproduce on their own, or if you force them to. And he said, oh yeah? Well, how do you, Dre, little bartender from rinky-dink town like Shelbyville, even know enough about it? I said, because when I make drinks, people see stars, bitch. If I was a bud tender, they'd see trees. That one's cute. That one's got a cute. Thank you. I told my fiance the other day, I said, babe, we tell her from time to time, not every time. We're not perverts. Occasionally. The other day I said, babe, I saw the baddest butt at work today. It's bootied up. Caps lock on the O's. You know. I told her about it. She said, ugh. I said, like, you didn't see a cute boy at work today. She said, I work with children. I said, so do I. Man, I love my Club Masters. These are my Club Masters, all right? I never thought I'd wear glasses like these. When I worked as an optician, I was trying them on. I was like, let me just try something out and see if I need glasses. So found out I did need some glasses, and Missy, she's a salesman there. She said, hey, you should try these ones on. She put them on. I fell in love immediately. I said, okay, yeah, I can rock these, all right. So I went on about my life, went on about my day. I stopped at a gas station one time. This lady had a very similar pair on. I said, ma'am, I said, I love your Club Masters. She said, oh, no, these are the knockoffs. She said, I appreciate it, but these are the cheap ones. I said, ma'am, don't be fooled. I got a job as an apprentice optician long enough to get a discount. And then I got these glasses. She said, oh. I said, next week I'll be a mechanic. She said, what about the week after? I said, porn star. All right, that's work. All right, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. All right. Growing up, I saw a sign that said 6 weeks kindergarten one time. All right? I thought to myself, bullshit, I spent 40 weeks in kindergarten. What 34 weeks of content did they cut out that you could finish kindergarten in 6 weeks? What is that? So I called the school. I said, yo, what's up with this 6 weeks kindergarten? I didn't have kids. She said, oh, yeah, turns out you can finish it in 6 weeks now. We have a special program. I said, well, what content did y'all cut out? And they said, no, it's not about the content. We just don't anticipate kids living long that anymore. Yeah. Let me put an X by that one. Y'all didn't care. All right, I'll tell you another one. All right. So, Monica Sente. That was my boy from way back in the day. All right, he's one of the kids I grew up with. See, my mom's best friend at the time was Kesey. All right, and Kesey had 3 kids. She had Sente, Kasia, and Kamari. And they were real cool people. I miss them. I don't know what they're doing today because time's passed that much, but I think about them all the time. I think about all the crazy times that my mom was like, yo, we live at Circle O Trailer Park in a 1-bedroom trailer. Y'all should come hang out. And they're like, yeah, there's parties. Sente, Kamari, and Kasia came over. We're the same age, so we vibe. My brother's a little bit older, but we're all having fun. There's 6 kids here. And then my mom gets a crazy ass idea. She's like, yo, y'all should move in tonight. And they did. We shared 6 kids in a 1-bedroom. My mom slept on one couch. Kesey slept on the other one. craziest thing ever, but not Monica Sente. Man, I love Monica Sente. That's my dude. Think about him all the time. Every 5th of July was first Christmas. It's because we were ghetto. And we'd see all the firework tubes out in the street, and we'd be like, yo, imagination. We'd go out there and pick them up, and this one's just long enough to be a short sword, and this one's just short enough to be a dagger, and we got like sticks of dynamite, and we'd be like, sha, shing, shing, just do it. It was fucking awesome. We always role played, we were known for it. People knew us in the neighborhood. Like, there they go doing their thing. They'd be like, brother, we've got demons to slay. We'd go on and we'd fight demons and whatnot. And then one day I was like, I'm gonna turn on. He didn't even know. We were embracing, it was dark. The day had progressed so much, it felt like it changed clothes on us. Sente comes in, we embrace. I said, brother, it's time to depart. He said, hey, yo, bring it in, kid. All right, come on. So we embraced. And then I stabbed him in the stomach to make the story dramatic. He said, ugh. He fell down. I said, brother. He said, hey, yo, why you do this to me, babe? I said, because I'm a homosexual, brother. That's it. That was a cool time. That was one of my days. I don't know if any of y'all caught it, why I called them Monica Sente, but if you need a reason, just ask Xavier after the show. That's my other Monica. So social media, I saw a Facebook post the other day, and this dude was like, can anybody tell me why, I don't actually know her name, he's like, can anybody tell me why my Mexican girlfriend is asking me what a sombrero is? He's white as shit. I commented on the post and said, she must be an ambassador. It works for Italians too. I came up with this one the other day, I thought this one was kind of cute. If you ever see an imposter Italian, they're chicken Alfredos. All right, family and friends, we're moving on. Buddy Xavier, he called me the other day and he said, yo, I feel like hush puppies. Hush puppies has got to be a thing between like men and women in the kitchen. I said, whatever the hell your mind's at with that. He said, no, look into it, man. Maybe you can come up with something. I said, okay. So I did. I looked into it. It's impressive what I found. He was onto something. It wasn't the exact thing, but he was on the right track. It turns out that hush puppies were a delicate corner treat made to keep hunting dogs quiet. Whenever they go out and they go fishing, they go looking for something to shoot with a bow, they feed the dogs hush puppies and keep them quiet. And I thought about, if it's good enough to keep my bitch quiet while I work, it's pretty solid. He's on the right track. My fiance is notorious for hurting herself. It's like her thing. I think most dudes, girlfriends / wives, they just are, right? Yeah, like they're notorious for running their knees into stuff, or just have new. Look at that. What did you hit? You don't even know. You do know. Okay, all right. That sucks. You didn't move that table. She hit a table too, guys. She walked right by it. Boom. Ah. She grabbed it. She rubbed it. She said, I'm gonna have to baby-proof the apartment if I keep whacking my shit. I said, babe, I'm gonna have to baby-proof my phone if I keep whacking my shit. Speaking of my fiance, I saw yet another sign and it was like 90% off Christian bookstore. I was like, that's a Christian. 10%? I looked at her, I said, imagine. Just imagine if Jesus did 90% of the crucifixion. She goes, he'd still be here. I said, no! Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into theories real quick. All right, let me just bust this out for you guys, because this is something I'm hard on. A lot of y'all even know me for this. Raise your hands. Do you believe that Helen Keller was a real person? Yeah.
No.
Put his head. That's right. She's not a real person.
We're not having this conversation.
No, y'all heard he agreed with me. Nobody? I'm the only person? All right. So just explain to me real quick, okay? There are 5 senses. There are 5 ways to perceive information. What are they?
Touch.
Touch.
Smell.
Taste. Smell. Sight. Hear. Perfect. Okay? If you're missing 3 of the 5, that's over half. You're missing over half the ability to perceive and learn information. You are learning with 2. Nobody caught that. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was so clever when I practiced this. Because she's fucked. Like, she can't learn anything. You can't. There's no way. And I know. I've seen the videos. I know the videos you guys are going to be like, yeah, but like, they like poured water in her hand. What? What does that even mean? He's like, dude, imagine if you put a cookie in front of her and every time she tried to bite the cookie, you splashed her with water. You teach her not to get the cookie. Until you left the fucking room, maybe. If she doesn't even know that it's a cookie, you can't tell her what the cookie is. She might be gnawing on the edge of the table because women hurt themselves on the table. FBI won't let us send smells. You guys ever wondered, like, when the day comes that you can send a smell to somebody? Imagine you're in your kitchen and you're like, yo, I got this goulash. I don't know what the ingredients are. I got this goulash and it smells banging. You're like, man, I wish I could smell that. Imagine the day comes that we can send smells to each other. It's the first smell you send your best mate. Farts. Farts. Who monitors all of our information? Who monitors every text message, every phone call, every PlayStation party? Who monitors it?
China.
Okay, FBI. That works too, that works as well. Imagine you're an FBI analysis, right? You're checking information out, and you see two dudes text, and you're like, yo, this dude's making some bomb-ass goulash. It's like, yo, when he sends the smell, I want to smell it. So he gets the file, he's like, all right, downloads it, opens it up, scent comes out, and it's a nasty fart. The FBI's like, don't do that. They don't want to smell our farts, guys. I'm 90% sure. Half the population believes we've time traveled. I believe that we've been able to send smells for a long time and just haven't yet. All right, that was a hell of a one to end on, right? All right, yeah. Well, there we go, guys. That was nice. I'm under the impression anybody can be comedy, and I've always been like that because I find humor in a lot of other people. I look at people and I think about what makes them laugh, and I try to get that to them. I try to make them. I love doing that. It's just something I've always done. I think it was from lack of attention when I was a kid. I think it stemmed into that. So I thought about an interactive show of some sort where maybe I can get the audience to get in on the jokes and present their humor, and then we can all make it a thing together. And that's really what this event is about, is trying to get into y'all's headspace and seeing if we can work in progress. Yeah. We can come up with something, all right? So, first of all, hope you guys signed the box. If you haven't yet, there's Sharpie markers. Please initial it, first timers. Let's get started. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. I don't think that needs a Why doesn't Joe Biden like stairs? He never knows what they are up to. Okay. What would it be called if Chuck E. Cheese changes its mascot from a rat to a cat? Pussy cheese.
Is that yours?
Somebody wrote me a letter. It's titled, wow. The first dad joke. A man and his wife had just tied the knot and were ready to start a family of their own. Days turned to weeks, weeks became months, but still the tests read negative. The couple went to the doctor to get some fertility tests done. After what felt like an eternity, the doctor called the couple to deliver the bad news. The wife was unable to have kids. Months passed and the couple had moved on to other dreams together. They now had a beautiful new puppy, which kept them plenty busy. Rick? One day the husband came home to find his wife hysterical, tears streaming down her face. The husband looked around and thought something must be wrong with the puppy. The wife sat him down on the bed and gathered herself to finally burst out, to blurt out, "Babe, I'm pregnant." Showing him the positive test, the husband felt tears stray down as he looked at his beautiful wife, and all they could say in response was, "Hi, pregnant, I'm dad." One second. second page. There isn't a second page. That's a long one to work. I'm gonna hold on to that one. I'll work that out. What do you call a guy with no body and no nose?
Nobody knows.
Yeah! Yes, Sarah.
That was always.
That's not yours. Who founded the Knights of the Round Table? Circumference. That's awesome. Who did that? That's dope. She also spelt it the way you think she spelled it. What did the janitor say when he came out of the closet? Supplies. Plies is a rapper, in case you didn't know. So it's like a greeting. Supplies, yeah. Goodness, yeah, I thought people were gonna. Okay, no. Here's a riddle. What's Roddy also hates the dark and thinks it's related to a lot of people. Brother Hulk Hogan. I don't know if I get that one too much. Was Hulk Hogan Roddy? Yeah. But that was like yesterday. He's Roddy now. Okay. This one doesn't even matter. What did the Chinese man say after finishing his lunch? I got that dog in me now. Did everybody write a joke?
Yeah.
Dude, no. This is cool. I would write a legitimate joke, but broke people should never laugh. I know me so well.
Anna Laura.
Appreciate that. Given recent events, it's a really bad time to be famous in the 70s and the 80s, and have a shitty reality show in the 2000s. Millennialist podcast. Let's go, Ryan. Yeah. I hit a jaywalker the other day. Unfortunately. Oh, I see, okay. I hit a jaywalker the other day. I hit a jaywalker the other day. Unfortunately, I got the ticket. Apparently, before 10 a.m., crackheads have the right of way on Bell Road. Is Bell Road a bad place? It sounds like it is a bad place. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Helen Keller.
Oh no.
Is that you? Is that you?
I made that up.
That's a good one, man. I like that. When does a joke become a dad joke?
When?
When it becomes apparent. I couldn't tell if y'all thought that was cute or disappointing. It's too long. It's in my phone on my notes. Take my phone, Brock. He says, well then logically speaking,
Wait.
okay, my bad. It was on the bottom. So I go to the airport, right? So I go to the airport, right? And I'm waiting for my flight. And I meet this guy. I've been on 2 plane rides. This is not. I meet this guy. He says he's a professor of logic at a university. I say, professor of logic? What's that? He says, well, it's kind of hard to explain, but I'll give you an example. Do you have a doghouse? I go, yeah. He says, well, then logically speaking, you probably have a dog. I say, yeah, I do. He says, and since you have a dog, logically speaking, you probably have kids. I go, yeah, I do. He says, and if you have kids, logically speaking, you probably have a wife. I go, yeah, I do. He says, and if you have a wife, logically speaking, you probably are heterosexual male. I go, yeah, I am. He says, so you see, starting with the fact that you have a doghouse, I deduce that you're a straight man. I go, yeah, that's it. That makes sense. So I'm all impressed with this guy. I get on the plane, I sit next to another guy. I tell him, I just met this guy, he's a professor of logic. The guy goes, professor of logic, what's that? I say, well, I'll give you an example. Do you have a doghouse? He says, no. I say, well, then you're a faggot. Did he not expect One day at the gym, I asked this lady what her New Year's resolution was. She quickly said, screw you. I'm pretty excited for the new year. I have a girl. I have a gun. Yeah, my bad. I wish I knew what that was just now. A black guy, a Mexican, and a Jew jump off a skyscraper. Who hits the ground first? Who cares? That was potential ending number 1. Potential ending number 2. All right, let me start over so you get number 2. A black guy, a Mexican, and a Jew jump off a skyscraper. Who hits the ground first? The Jew. He has a big nose. Number 1 was good. That's it, you guys. No, the show's over. I like this first dad joke one. It's a long one, but I really, really want to work on this. Do you guys care if I steal your material for my career?
Yeah, no.
No, I'm kidding. These are really good jokes, you guys. I would love to rework these jokes. It's going to be a fun time. This is going to be one I'm going to hold off on. What do I do with that?
You're welcome.
You did all of that. It's gracious, dude.
That's why I was almost late.
You were late for the right reasons, man. You were late for a kid, like your birth, I guess. That's a good one. I can't reword that one either. I think I can rework that one, Brock. Alright, I'll be honest with you guys. As I was reading through these jokes, they are all solid jokes. Most of them are solid jokes, and I'm thinking about how I can rework the punchline and the setup for it, but you guys did all of that for me. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about Bell Road. Alright? I need to know, alright?
You gotta go.
What's that?
You just gotta. You don't go to Antioch every Trey?
No,
You
man.
know what I
You gotta drive through to my house.
Hang out now for
You'll
like
see
10
it all.
minutes, you'll understand.
Best
Yeah.
Mexican
Wow.
food trucks in Nashville, all on Bell
Go
Road.
take
Yeah.
a trip to the zoo and just get off on Bell Road.
Maybe,
Oh.
maybe we're
Nope.
gonna.
So start with a nice
There were
day.
like 7. Hey, you turn
Oh, I
on
know
the
where Bell Road
news,
is.
every shooting, Bell Road.
You know where the murder Waffle House is?
Yep.
It's close to there.
Bell
Where
Road.
they have some of the best smoked meat options. If you start smelling the meat in the road, you know you're in the right place.
So if you want to die for your food, well, right.
That makes sense for whom the bell tolls. As for smoked meat on Bell Road and the Antioch shooting at Waffle House, that guy's hands got smoked.
Those are just the jaywalkers.
Those are just-
When you smell
Given recent events, it's a really bad time to be famous in the 70s and the 80s and have a shitty reality show in the 2000s. Why is that? It's because in the 70s and the 80s, who just died was from the 70s and the 80s? Hulk Hogan. Ozzy. Who has a shitty reality show in the 2000s? Did they both have shitty reality?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
They must have been shitty. I would write a legitimate joke, but broke people should never laugh. Why is that? Why should broke people never laugh? First thing that comes to mind, I don't know, I must be fucking rich. That's a good one. I'm gonna read it again because it's a good one. What did the Chinese man say after finishing his lunch? Got that dog in me now. What did the janitor say when he came out of the closet? Sup, flies? That makes me think of old buddy from Dexter, the one that's like, surprise, motherfucker. That's it. That's all I came to mind. Did you guys get the Knights of the Round Table one?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the way it was spelled, I just wanted to make sure it's circumference. Circumference. What do you call a guy with no body and no nose? Inexistent. What would be... that's the other one. Why doesn't Joe Biden like stairs? I don't think anybody likes being stared at. Alright, that's awesome. How do you make holy water? You have to freeze it, and then it becomes holy. Alright, that's it for the night, you guys. Thank you guys so much. This has been a blast. Thank you again. I really, we couldn't have done this without you guys. I'm sure the other comedians appreciate you being here. I'm sure the crowd appreciates the crowd being here. It's always nice when, you know, you can hang out and all hate the comedians and the jokes together. Again, Anna Laura, thank you so much for hosting us out. Let's give it a round. And then we're gonna, I guess, do maybe like an after party thing at Tony's. It's like 3 minutes away from Sperry's, so feel free to come on out, say hello. Who's gonna be there is gonna be there, you guys. So, that's it. Thank you. Whoa. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. We're all still here. Just sit back down real quick. Best box joke gets a Polaroid. All right, we've got, I completely missed this. I'm so sorry. Let me just do this real quick. We have to vote best joke together, you guys. We've got to get it, okay? So, first joke that comes to mind. Somebody a joke that somebody really likes. Circumference?
The phone joke. The joke on the phone.
The joke on the phone. Okay, let's give it up for joke on the phone. Raise your hand. solid lead. Okay, it's a solid start. Solid start.
Russ, Joe.
Knights of the Round Table. Who like Knights of the Round Table? Seemed a little similar, maybe a little less. Which one did you mention?
Logic. Rock's Logic.
That was the first one.
Pussy cheese.
Hold on, pussy cheese. Alright, was that you, Jay? Alright, Jay, we're gonna get a Polaroid. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, you get it?
I was matching your energy.
Yeah, this is usually drink.